if everyone around you had still been eating all the crap food, how much harder would it have been for you?
It would have been very hard. It would have been impossible, almost. I would say that I mean, everybody has got a different idea about diet anyway. Everybody's got their own, and you can't expect the whole family to follow exactly what you're doing.
Why not? Is food not something, I mean, traditionally anyway, something that's inherently about family, inherently about you? Food is something that, you know, families would make to eat together. It's not something you do as an individual.
Well, this is something that...
Food isn't something we should be doing as individuals.
No.
It should be something that we do together.
Yeah, I agree, but at the end of the day, you're not going to have everybody on board immediately, are you?
What about the beginning of the day?
Why? It's one of these things that it's had to grow, and it's growing now. It's growing with me, and with the rest of my family.
But this is interesting because a lot of people are giving up to temptations from their friends and their family who say, "Oh, come on, when you need a potato,
come on, you have some bread, one slice."
Yeah, that is still there.
It's all about moderation. Okay, all about moderation. What do you say about that?
What? Moderation.
What about one slice of bread? If you had one slice of bread for lunch today, how would you feel about yourself now?
I would have let myself down for the day if I had it, but I would have it. I don't want it. There's no way. If somebody offered me a piece of bread now, I would take it. I would say no straight away. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I do not eat bread. I do not eat potato at all at the moment.
And you wouldn't want it now?
No, it doesn't bother me. It used to be.
Is that because the taste has gone down the ranks into your taste versus who you've become?
I think, especially bread, was always something. If you're going to eat anything, it's got to have something either side of it. Literally, you're just snacking during the day, you'd put it in a sandwich, and that's the way everybody thinks. You go and look in a supermarket, fast food, anything you want to go and pick up, always in bread.
But it was actually making you hungrier, wasn't it?
Well, yeah.
You could eat three or four sandwiches
easily.
No problem.
I could quite easily.
Whereas, could you eat 4, 5, 6 slices of cheese and the ham and?
No, definitely not.
But that was all in the sandwich.
Well, yeah, I know. That's it. Who'd think about just taking the bread off?
It's that lovely, soft, doughy texture on the outside, isn't it?
It is a comfort food. It is because, as you say, and
it makes everything else so much easier to just swallow.
You know straight away if the bread is a little bit stout or going a little bit hard, it's not so enjoyable.
What would you say to the people that are trying to deal with that? They're going to a pub or something and they're going to be with friends that are still eating all that stuff, drinking all that stuff. What would you say to them?
I'd say that you could make you feel good if you're not just going along with the crowd. You're sitting there. They're all looking at you because you're mad because you're not going to have chips with that, or you ask for extra greens on top. You are leading the way. That's the way I see it now.
You used to be the worst one for that, though, didn't you?
Oh,
for putting things. Because I remember, like, Grandad, all he wanted was a sweet sherry that time.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't buy it for him.
A sweet sherry? What are you talking about?
Well, you went to the pub with you.
Yeah.
Right, and he ordered a sweet sherry, and you looked at him like it was weird.
Mm.
So I know it's a different thing, but what I'm saying, you used to be the worst for that kind of this peer pressure. Peer pressure.
You were one of those,
and you used to call us sippers. And I remember once, I wasn't going to buy a round because I wasn't thirsty and want one. You gave me 20 quid. So you go and buy a round, otherwise you won't look like my son.
Well, I always believed that. I always believed that you pay your way. You take your shot. It doesn't make any difference. You're not drinking. You're in there with your mates. All you ate, you buy them a drink. So what? Yeah, your mates, you buy them one.
Yeah, but
you don't expect a return.
When you're on your 45th.
You don't expect people to...
Yeah, but when you've got 10 people in there, most of them I'd never met before, I'm buying them around, that's a bit weird.
Well, you'd stay there with them, and there's 10 of them, you'd have 10 pints, wouldn't you? You'd have one each, you'll always get it back.
But they're not my mates. What about that bloke you gave a load of money to once? You didn't even know him.
Yeah, well, he was in need.
Okay, so I think peer pressure is a big thing, though, isn't it?
So what's any tools?
Definitely. I mean,
any tools that you would give people trying to deal with peer pressure? Any tools that you would give them in terms of someone saying to you, come on, Jeff, you can just have a couple of potatoes? Because it wouldn't have been that long ago. You'd have said, oh, go on then, just a couple.
Well, yeah, quite a while ago. I mean, I would say, what I just said, is that I'd be proud of what I'm doing. I'm doing this because I know what it's doing to me. I went out recently because I hadn't done it for years then, going meeting all my friends up in our pub in Uptown. We meet every year. Some of them meet 4 times a year. And it's still, when I went there, I realised they're still doing the same thing.
How many of them are type 2 diabetic?
I would say that a good, over 2/3 of them are. It was just going there and being able to do that, standing there with a glass of water when they came in. I was the first one there, and I'm standing there with a glass of water on the, and they all knew about what I was going through.
Did they take the mick at all?
No, every one of them wanted to know about it. They wanted to ask me about it. They asked, obviously, when I start saying the things about no carbs, low carbs, cut the potatoes out and all this sort of thing, they all sort of semi-grimace, but they were interested.
Yeah.
They knew, they could see that it worked.
Do you think people are starting to feel the size of this problem?
I think
because it's not like it's just one in 10, is it now?
No, that's right. I think definitely, and this big thing that we keep pointing out, it's the tidal wave that's coming behind all these pre-diabetics. We just don't know how many are there. They're giving it figures, but you don't know. These people just haven't got a clue.